Amelia, Cassandra Mateo, Rim Smash! Hi everybody, this is Jessie Anime, bringing you all that anime has to offer every Wednesday and Saturday. Now today we're going to be talking about ReZero Season 2, Episode 9. And obviously there will be spoilers in this review and discussion, so if you have not watched the episode and you care about spoilers, press pause on this video, go watch the episode. So, this episode was amazing, and I know that there are probably going to be some people that didn't like it because literally it was basically all exposition and talking. It was the typical cafe exposition talking scene in anime, which I know some people don't like, but to me, the exposition in this show is always incredible, and this episode did not disappoint. I still think that Echidna is best girl of the season so far. Like, she's just so funny and so perfect. And I know that she probably, obviously has greedy ulterior motives or whatever, but I kind of appreciate their little friendship and how Subaru has someone that he can really confide in. Subaru and Echidna were talking about the bunnies, what happened in the previous episode. And basically, Echidna let us know that the bunny is one of the three mob beasts, being the whale that we fought last season, the bunnies, and then the serpent, which we haven't met before, which I'm sure will be plenty scary. But basically, she said that the bunny can duplicate infinitely, basically, and the only way to kill it is if you kill all of them at the same time, which seems a little bit difficult. But basically, the bunny's only need is to eat. And we find out that the witch who made these mob beasts 400 years ago was the Witch of Gluttony. And he basically begs Echidna to let him talk to the Witch of Gluttony so then he can try and figure out how to stop the mob beasts. And so through all that, she calls on Gluttony to take her place, and we get a couple more witches instead. We get the Witch of Pride, which is this little girl who breaks Subaru into a million pieces, and it's like, how many times can Subaru suffer in this show? It was horrifying. Not as horrifying as being eaten by those rabbits, but it was still pretty scary. And then to fix him up came the Witch of Wrath, who was actually really freaking cute. And she's just like, I'm so angry. And it like kind of seemed like this pouty toddler. And it was actually kind of funny because it was like she was angry, like she was using her anger for good almost to save people. Like she was so angry at the world that she had to save everyone. And Subaru kind of pointed out that seems a little bit strange. And I think it's funny that it seems that some of the witches kind of use their sinful power for good. Like Echidna, while she obviously has greedy ulterior motives, ultimately is helping Subaru, and Wrath is the same way, and I just think that's funny. And then there's Gluttony, which I don't know about you, but anytime the deadly sin of gluttony is represented in anything, I freaking hate it. For some reason, the whole gluttony sin just always freaks me out in every representation, probably because I get really freaked out by the idea of like another person eating another person. And it's just really creepy and gross. Like, Gluttony in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was literally the worst character, and I have a feeling I'm going to think that the Gluttony in this is the worst character. But anyway, basically, she kind of pointed out, well, the point of the beasts was specifically the bunny, was that no one would ever go hungry because it can multiply. But then he's like, but it's not providing food, it's eating other people. And she's like, well, it's not fair that the bunny doesn't get to eat, but you get to eat the bunny. And he's like, well, I guess that's a fair point. And it's kind of funny because you never kind of think about that, how we eat animals, but we get mad if an animal tries to attack us and eat us, even though we're doing the same thing to it. So it's kind of funny how she brought that up. She didn't really give much advice to killing the thing, but basically we found out that it's attracted to mana, which is like magic. So at least he found out that, and he did find out some useful details. But basically, all that happened. We learned a little bit of more information about the witches. And then we get back to Echidna. Oh, and Echidna and him have this conversation about why the jealous witch picked him, and she has no idea. She just knows that the jealous witch does whatever she does, and that even if she understood the jealous witch's mind, she wouldn't want to. So obviously we can confirm that the jealous witch is the most evil and the craziest, which I guess we could probably already gather that by now, since she's the only one that they really couldn't take down. But I just think that's interesting that, like, not even the witches know why Echidna picked him. Anyways, Echidna brings up this really good idea that instead of him doing the trial, he could just encourage Amelia to do well in it. And I honestly think that that is a good idea, because he's proved that no matter how many times he suggests himself to do the trial, it's not going to work out because people are going to be mad because they want it to be Amelia. So I think he should take her up on that. Anyways, he's about to wake up because he can't stay there for long, and he gives a payment so that he can remember what happened, and he basically says, I'm going to call you whenever I need you. So he wakes up, and Amelia isn't there. So Amelia isn't the one who woke him up. And he goes out, and there's all this, like, dark shadow, and then the Witch of Envy shows up. And I've been waiting so long to meet her. And she walks up to Subaru and goes, I love you, 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 and then hugs him. And then, so I have this theory, and my fiance does too, that the reason why she picked Subaru to have the return by death and to be so obsessed with him and kind of control his life is because I think that he looks like someone that in Satella's past she used to be in love with, because we know that Satella used to be human and then she adopted the envy factor, and it fractured her mind so much that she became this powerful, crazy witch. So maybe either the person who trapped her or a person that she loved before she became the witch at all is someone that Subaru looks like, and so that's why she picked him, because I can't see any other explanation why she would randomly pick this random teenager at 7-Eleven to be the person that she curses, if not for him looking like someone she's in love with. Now, I haven't read the novels or anything, but that's just my guess. And also, it's been a long time since I watched season 1, but I was reminded that Betelgeuse actually said that he wanted Amelia to be the Jealous Witch's host. And so some people brought that up during my theory that Satella and Amelia are the same person. But I think that you can't really trust what Betelgeuse says. And also, like, all of them have a gospel that basically tells them what to do, the cultists. And you know what? Just because Satella says that that's the way that it is in that gospel doesn't mean that it's true. It's obvious that she lies to get what she wants. And I think that maybe Amelia and Satella still are the same person, and the reason why she wrote that Betelgeuse needed to make her the host is because the only way any of the cultists would do what Satella wanted to make the things she wanted to happen was if she lied. Because I feel like if she straight up said, Amelia is me, then he would have just grabbed Amelia, done whatever he wanted with her, and the things that were supposed to happen wouldn't happen. Because I think that things led to the trial happening, so then in the trial and her confronting her past, Amelia would realize that she is the Jealous Witch. Because we do know that they trapped the Jealous Witch somehow, and I think that it's possible that what they meant by trapping her was that they just made her forget who she was. So since Satella and Amelia literally are identical, it could be that Amelia is just the Jealous Witch without her memories, and confronting her past like that made her remember who she was. And in previous episodes, Subaru woke up Amelia while she was in the middle of being upset. But this time, Subaru was talking to Echidna and couldn't wake her up. So maybe because he couldn't wake her up, she got to fully realize who she was and become the Jealous Witch that she always has been. So, you know, we can't trust the trial was decided if she was the host thing, because I don't think we can trust any of those books to actually be the truth, because Satella lies to get what she wants. But anyways, Satella goes on a rampage, and Garfield saves Subaru, and Subaru realizes that Amelia's heading to the mansion, and that's how the episode ends. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that my theory is accurate. Maybe Betelgeuse is right, and the trial and all that was just to make her the host. But I do also think that it's a possibility that she has been Satella this whole time, and the Gospels are just full of lies so that Satella can get what she wants. I don't know. That's just my theory. I think that honestly it could go either way, that she is the host or that she has always been her. And also, if she's always been her, it could still go with the whole host thing, because that's her body, that's her host for her. Anyways, I'm not going to keep going on with the theory, but I do think that it's possible that it could go either way, and just Beetlejuice mentioning that at the end of season 1 doesn't guarantee that that's actually what it is. Anyways, that's all I have for today, and I will see you on Saturday with a surprise video. Bye!